What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in to our June Market of the Moment, where you'll be finding out what is really happening in our real estate market. If you don't know who I am, my name is Austin Acid. I'm your local market economist and real estate agent with Stewart Team Homes and Keller Williams. Enough about me. Let's go into what I'm going to be talking about today. First, I want to be going over the current market inventory, the amount of homes that are up for sale, the amount of homes that are sold, the number of new listings we had, and the amount of homes that went under contract in the month of May. I'll also be going over the active and sold prices for the month of May. I'll be going over the mortgage interest rates. And then finally, I'll be recapping on and summarizing on the current market that we're in comparison to the real estate market just prior to the housing crisis in 2007 and 2008. So let's jump right into the first graph that I have for you guys that goes over the inventory. And I'm sure you're familiar with this graph that we had in our videos in the past. The light green bars is the number of homes that are for sale. The darker green bar is the number of homes that actually were sold. The red bar is the amount of homes that were pended or under contract. And then the blue bar is the amount of new listings that have came on the market. And for May of 2021, the amount of homes that we had for sale was 4,632, which is a 12.3% increase from the month of April, but a 44.4% decrease since last year of May 2020. And the next thing is new listings. We had 6,734 new listings in the month of May, which is an increase from April of 3.5% and an increase of 9% since last year. And then taking a look at the amount of homes that were sold, we had 5,068, which is a 6.8% increase from the month of April and a 19.2% increase since last year. And then finally, the amount of homes that were pended, or rather under contract, and that number was 6,837, which is a 17.9% increase since last month, and then a 22.2% increase since this time last year. So we are getting some more listings that are coming on the market, but they're being quickly taken off because of the buyer competition. There's a lot of demand. So homes are coming up, but they're not staying very long on the market. The amount of homes for sale is significantly less since last year, and buyer activity has remained high. And then moving on to the average sold and list price. The average active price in the month of May was $302,000, which was a 1.6% decrease since the month of April, but a 9.4% increase since last year. And then the average sold price in the month of May was $212,000, which is a 3.4% increase since the month of April, and a 15.8% increase since this time last year. So you do see the ups and downs, which is a cause of seasonality in the real estate market. But overall, the trend is upward, and homes continue to significantly appreciate over the year. The next thing that we're looking at here is the price per square foot. Currently, in the month of May, we had a price per square foot of $124, which was a 3.3% increase since the month of April and a 17% increase since May of 2020. And then take a look at this graph. The orange bar is the average continuous days on the market, where in May we had the average days on the market was 48 days, which is a slight increase, one more day than the month of April of this year. But since May of last year, we had a 29.4% decrease. So homes are not lasting as long as on the market, and they're going by quickly. And then taking a look at these two graphs here side by side, The graph to your upper left is between 2007 and 2008. And in particular, the month of August, we had 43,842 homes for sale. And then we had 4,755 that were sold. In comparison, and I mentioned it earlier, in May of 2021, we had 4,632 homes active for sale. And then we had 5,068 homes that sold. So right now, we're in a market that's in extreme undersupply. And actually, we had more homes that sold in May than in August when we had 43,000 homes on the market. So right now, we're in extreme undersupply. And then in August of 2007, right before the housing crisis, we had an oversupply. So you think about economics and what you learned in middle school and high school. What drives price is supply and demand. When supply is extremely low and the demand remains constant, your purchase price is going to be higher, which is what we're seeing today in this market. And then back in right before the housing crisis, we had an oversupply for the amount of homes for sale, and the demand went down a little bit. So that's why we saw the prices for the homes significantly decrease. Predicting the future, I don't have a crystal ball, but there's nothing that can, change. Something really significant needs to happen for a market to shift, to have a housing crash and the prices of homes just sink. The amount of homes, we had 4,600 that are available. That the difference between the two numbers is significantly higher, and something significant would really need to shift the market. If we do get into like the 15,000 amount of homes that are on the market, maybe we'll see home prices start to slow down, maybe even plateau, but I don't see it shift where they start to decrease. So taking a look at the next slide, we're looking at the mortgage interest rates. In May, we ended off with 3%, just about. We had a 2.99 interest rate for a 30-year fixed rate mortgage, which is just above our all-time low in January when we had about 2.65, 2.7. And, again, the low inventory and the extreme low interest rates is what's driving this buyer demand. About 2 years ago, we had interest rates around the 4.5%, 5%. And at that point in time, home buyers thought, it's a great deal. The interest rates are at an all-time low, which they were. And, they have continued to decline since then. And, I do predict that interest rates will slowly increase by the end of this year. And we'll start to get near to the 3.5%. And that's my prediction through this year. And the market, in my opinion, will continue to go the direction it's in, maybe at a less accelerated rate, and home prices won't appreciate as much over time, but it will still trend upward for the next couple years. So, what this means is if you're looking to sell, it's a great time. I mentioned home prices have appreciated around 15% since last year. So it's a great time to sell. And then if you're looking to buy, you can lock in these interest rates that were at an all-time low. And inventory, amount of homes that come on the market has been increasing, but they're going quickly. So in that scenario, it's important to be working with a trusted and motivated real estate agent so they can be on top of it and, making sure you're pre-approved and getting into the home to see it and then having the opportunity to write on it. So, to recap where we are, inventory is an all-time low. The market is still super competitive. Home prices still continue to rise. Interest rates are still remain low. And then we're still in an extreme seller's market. That's all I have for you guys today. Thanks for joining. Please be sure to comment, like, and share this video. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram. And we look forward to seeing you next month at our next Market of the Moment. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good rest of your day.